Hi there, David Kelly here. So this video is basically an update of my 135K run out to Niagara-on-the-Lake, and, or I should say walk and run, and how things are going. You know, what's my conclusion about the 80-10-10 fruitarian diet. Let me begin first talking about these guys here, the Vibrams. These are called Vibram Fivefingers, and this is what I wore when I did my journey out to Niagara-on-the-Lake. Well, I'd have to say, in terms of correcting your form, whether you're walking or running, these are very good. And they're also very good for getting your feet kind of connected to the earth again. And in that respect, these guys are immensely helpful. In terms of running, short runs, they're fantastic. Like a half marathon, these guys are great to use. But now, when you're dealing with longer runs, like a full marathon and anything beyond that, this is where the Vibram Fivefingers can run into difficulty, or your feet will run into difficulty. And that's what I experienced when I was going out to Niagara-on-the-Lake on these. After running 25 miles in these straight, my feet were really beginning to hurt. And it was both a combination of muscles that I had not really used in my feet themselves and in my ankles, and I was feeling wear and tear on the soles of my feet, to the point where any little pebble that I would, step on was like a sharp object just cutting into the sole of my feet. And that made the experience extremely unpleasant. I'm not saying it can't be done, the long distance. I mean, people for centuries have run barefoot or walked barefoot everywhere for miles, hundreds of miles. But their feet, they've been doing it all their life. Their feet are totally conditioned for it. The soles of their feet are like hard leather. So, mine were not conditioned for it, and the soles of my feet were not like hard leather. So I suffered for that. But that's the take on the Vibram Fivefingers. They're great for certain things, but when you get into the more challenging long distance kind of journeys or on rugged terrain, then these guys can be a problem. So 80-10-10, the fruitarian style diet, eating mostly fruit with a good portion of green vegetables, and sometimes some overt fats like an avocado or nuts and seeds. What do I have to say about that? Well, in all honesty, health-wise, it has been absolutely amazing. I can honestly say this is the healthiest I have felt since I was 17 years old and I was training to be a competitive boxer. This is the fittest I have ever been since I was 17 years old. My energy level is through the roof. My focus is sharp, razor sharp. It's been all good, and I can't say I have anything bad to say about it in that respect, health-wise. Weight loss, you want to lose weight? This is the way to do it. The important thing is, and this is what really, this is where fruitarianism gets a bad name, I believe, is one, if you only eat fruits and nothing else, and two, if you don't eat enough. You really got to make sure you're getting your calorie intake necessary to do what you have to do. If you don't eat enough, you're going to be depriving yourself. It's as simple as that. I've been to the doctors, I've had all the tests done, I've had the regular medical blood test, the chemical test, everything has come out clean. Vitamin 12, no problem, adequate amounts. Iron, no problem, adequate amounts. Folic acid, all the vitamins, all the minerals. I've been tested for it all. Everything is good. I've even had the live blood cell test. It's fine. You know, I don't know, maybe there might be something sinister inside of me that the doctors haven't picked up yet, but as it looks now, I mean, my doctor, after examining me, he said, you know, you're an inspiration to me. There's hope, you know. So that, to hear that from your doctor is really quite flattering, I think. But there is a downside to 80-10-10 and the fruitarian style diet. And that is, it is very challenging socially, and it is very challenging on your family and those that are close to you if they are not on board with you. And that is a challenge that I have found extremely difficult. When I have gone to social gatherings with my wife, lovely people, I don't judge anybody for what they eat, what they drink. I mean, I've done it all, you know, and we all have our own destinies to work out. I love everybody, but I felt like that there was definitely somewhat of a tension because of I was choosing not to drink alcohol, and I was choosing not to eat any of the food that was available unless they had a fruit platter or some veggies. And that kind of puts distance, you know. Suddenly, people don't, it's nothing bad on their part, they just don't know how to deal with you. You've changed, you know, they've been used to you a certain way, and now you've changed. And I mean, you'll end up losing friends, and people won't invite you over to dinner anymore because they don't know what to serve you. They're afraid. They're not, you know, it's not like they don't want to invite you. They loved your friendship, but it's changed and they don't know how to interpret it. They don't know what to do. And yet really, I have no expectations from anybody, you know. It doesn't matter. What really matters is the fellowship. And then there's the marriage. That is where it gets really challenging. If your spouse is not on board with you and what you're doing, if she doesn't believe in what you're doing, then you're going to find it very, very challenging. You know, I could see marriages breaking down because of it. It's just so extreme. Like, you're literally turning lives upside down. And it's funny, isn't it? We're only talking about food here, right? But it is such an integral part of our interaction with other human beings that it can have that much power. It's more than just what you're putting in your system to fuel yourself, to give you energy to get through the day. It's about culture and religion and life. I mean, it's powerful. And so if you ever consider going down this path, just let me check to see how much time. Oh, okay, I'm good still. If you're ever considering trying to diet like this, take this into consideration, that it will most definitely have an impact on those that are close to you.